Good evening, everyone. This meeting is called to order at 7:30. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to accept the organization meeting agenda? Motion by Laura Carey. Is there a second?
Yes.
Mr. Joyner. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? At this time, I will swear in the newly elected board members. Mr. Bronson, Mr. Joyner, if you would both repeat after me. I will use the word I, and then Mr. Bronson, if you could say Andrew Bronson, and then at that conclusion, if then said Mr. Joyner, if you could then say your name, and then I will give you the rest of the oath. Understood? Okay. Okay. I,
Sidney Joyner,
Andrew Bronson.
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of board member
the duties of board members
of the South Huntington School District,
of the South Huntington School District,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
At this point, I will now accept nominations for the President of the Board of Education.
I would like to nominate Mr. Nick Ciapetta.
I second it.
Mrs. LaCara seconds it. Are there any other nominations? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? I now turn the meeting over to the President of the Board of Education, Mr. Ciapetta.
Thank you, Ms. McLean.
You're most welcome.
Good evening. Next up on our agenda is the election of the Vice President. I will accept nominations for the Vice Presidency. Ms. LaCara.
I nominate Laura Carey for the Vice President.
Okay, we have a nomination for Ms. Carey. Do we have a second? Seconded by Ms. DiGaetano. Any other nominations? Okay. All in favor of Ms. Laura Carey for Vice President? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Proud to announce Ms. Carey as Vice President. Congratulations. All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Ms. Carey, for being an excellent Vice President. Look forward to another great year.
You too. Great working with you.
On behalf of the administration, staff, and faculty, I want to thank Sydney and Andrew for agreeing to run again and being part of our district leadership. I want to congratulate Nick and Laura, and I want to thank all 7 Board of Education members. I think that most people don't realize the amount of hours required for these positions, which have absolutely no compensation, and a lot of time, and a lot of phone calls, and a lot of love for our students and for our staff. And we know you do that with all your heart, and we know that you do it on completely a volunteer basis, and we love you and thank you for it.
Thank you, Dr. Burrow. Congratulations once again to Mr. Bronson and Mr. Joyner. All right.
Thank you.
The next part of our organizational meeting is the adoption of some routine business items. In the past, we have done one resolution for adoption. There are items numbered 4 through 53 for adoption. Oh, yeah, 54 is the swearing in board members. So with that, unless anyone objects, we'll do the same. We'll just do them by one vote. Is that okay? Good. Is there a motion to adopt items 4 through 53, I think it should be? Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Bronson, Ms. DiGatano. So just so you know, since we're not skipping over anything important, these are routine items that we adopt each year at this point. Such items as the appointment of the district clerk, which would be Laura McLean, who has served more than admirably over a number of years, an excellent district clerk. Appointment of our treasurer, records access officer, our labor counsel, school physician, and auditors. So it's adoption of bylaws, designation of official newspapers, as the Long Islander Newsday and Huntington News, and authorization for checks and similar matters. Any questions on those items? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Item number then 54 is the swearing in of board officers, and we have the president, vice president, and superintendent today.
Yes, we do. Okay, so if you could repeat after me.
Aye. Nicholas Ciapetta.
Laura Carey.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of superintendent
board president
Vice President.
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That takes care of the organizational agenda. And with that, we can move on to our regular business meeting. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda? Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Bronson and Mr. Joyner. The agenda is adopted. Items C through F require one resolution for adoption. Motion to adopt. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Joyner and Mr. Bronson. Are there any questions on items C through F? These are our minutes, financial items, and bids. And these are the bids that provide our food services for the year. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Also, the bills have adopted. Communications. We have a communication from Nassau Suffolk School Board Association President John Verdone. He's thanking the member districts for their support of the Nassau Suffolk School Board Association budget and the officers and executive committee members. Moving on to new business. New business item number 1 is a reimbursement for transportation staff. Motion to discuss. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Bronson. Dr. D'Elia?
Yes, this is an opportunity for our transportation workers to, also recommended by Dr. Gefkin, our school district physician, that they have the opportunity, if they elect to get the hepatitis B vaccine, that they can use their own personal physician instead of going through Dr. Gefkin. He felt this was more comfortable and appropriate to do, especially at this time.
Okay. And is that the only group that's entitled to that?
No, I believe the other groups are entitled. This was basically Department of Labor had visited us, and this is one of their recommendations from them. So we're moving quickly with transportation workers. But I believe it's offered to all.
Okay. Any questions on that? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Resolution item 1 is adopted. Number 2, summer approval of bids. Motion to discuss. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Bronson, Mr. Joyner, and Ms. DiGatano. This is a resolution that we typically do at the July meeting. It authorizes the purchasing agent to award bid budget items and materials in light of the fact that we only have one additional summer board meeting. Are there any questions on this item? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Resolution is adopted. Item number 3, is the approval of eligibility guidelines and a policy statement for the free and reduced lunch program. Motion to discuss is carried. Seconded by Mr. Joyner. Attached to the resolution, you will see the income eligibility guidelines for free and reduced lunch, and it's based on household size and annual monthly income. You see the chart there based on the household size, as I mentioned, and that determines whether you're eligible for either a free lunch or reduced lunch. And then there's certain policy statements that we adopt that follows, such as that we're not going to discriminate against anyone in the provision of the school lunch program, and a due process proceeding in the event assistance is denied. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, resolution 3 is adopted. Resolution 4 is the approval of the school lunch breakfast program for 2021 school year. Motion discussed. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Bronson and Mr. Joyner. And this is a resolution stating that the Board of Education will continue to participate in the National School Lunch Program for the 2020-2021 year. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the resolution is adopted. Item number 5 is a board resolution for travel allowance. Motion to discuss. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Bronson. This is also a resolution that we typically do at this time of year. We provide travel allowances for different supervisors who use their own vehicles to travel throughout the district. These include the supervisor of mathematics, the supervisor of curriculum, supervisor of special ed, the assistant supervisor for special ed, and the supervisor of phys ed. Does the board have any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The resolution is adopted. Item number 6 is the approval of travel for Local 424. Motion to discuss. Mr. Joyner, seconded by Ms. DiGattano. This is also a standard resolution at this time of year. It's in accord with the collective bargaining agreement for UPSIO and Local 424. It provides a $1,500 car reimbursement allowance for 2 staff members. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Resolution item 7 is a middle management travel allowance. Motion to discuss. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Bronson. This is, as I mentioned, the middle management travel allowance. Also typically done at this time. It provides reimbursement for the use of personal automobile and traveling throughout the district for the supervisor of facilities, the school lunch manager, and the administrative aide, Board of Education. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Item number 8 is school safety officer supervision coverage. Motion to discuss. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Nicholas. Dr. Senmore?
Thank you. In the event that the 2 current supervisors for the school safety officers are not scheduled, this allows for a 3rd person to be scheduled and act in that capacity.
Okay. Thank you. Also a routine resolution at this meeting. Does the board have any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mm-hmm. Item number 9 is the approval of substitute pay. Motion to discuss. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Nicholas. Okay, this resolution establishes pay for substitute teachers, registered nurses, and non-instructional positions such as paraprofessionals, food service workers, custodians, and clerk typists. For those latter positions, it provides a $1 increase effective January 1st, 2021, and that's in accordance with the phased-in minimum wage law. provides $105 per diem substitute for teachers and $115 for permanent subs. Any questions on this resolution?
No.
All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Resolution is adopted. Next item is the approval of the South Huntington Teachers Association terminal leave. Motion to discuss. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Nickwith. Dr. Bernardo?
This is a terminal leave. Basically, that's a scary name that always worries me when you talk about terminal anything. This is really a separation agreement that we districts do in this time each year or different times each year in order to offer incentives for individuals on the higher end of the pay scale, even though honestly their expertise is invaluable, but gets those people to have an incentive if they certainly to choose retirement. At the same time, you bring in some individuals who tend to be at the lower end of the pay scale to start. So it's certainly good for business, and we thank our teachers union for coming to this agreement with us. We also make it clear on behalf of the board and the administration that the wonderful people and the experience that goes sometimes with a retirement we know is a double-edged sword, and we never want to lose those wonderful years in the classroom. So we do appreciate ahead of time anyone that might make that choice.
And I see the agreement says that the notice would have to be provided by July 8th to August 3rd. Then it says the retirement date for August 30th. So somebody would announce that they're retiring before then, but continue working till the end of August. Is that how that would work?
Well, I think that basically the benefits that come until the end of August would be the way it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the way it's just there.
Looking for separation before the official
Yep.
report
Of
of
the
start.
school year.
Okay.
Right.
So once you get that notice, you can fill any vacancies to the extent you need
Yes.
to. Okay. Board have any questions on this agreement? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Modifications to the collective bargaining agreement with the South Huntington Teachers Association is adopted. Next item is the approvals by the Placements Committee on Special Education, dates listed in January, February, and March, April, May, June, and the Committee on Preschool Special Education, dates listed April, May, and June as well. Mr. Nicholas, seconded by Ms. Carey. Any questions on the placements? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Personnel schedules are listed. We have schedules 2, 3, 6, 9, 11, 15, 16, 17, 19, and 22. Motion to discuss? Ms. Carey, seconded by... Is there a second? Mr. Joyner. Any questions on the personnel schedules?
Nick, I'm gonna abstain on this one, just so you know.
Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? And one abstention, so the vote is 6 in favor, 1 abstention. Abstention is Mr. Bronson. All right. Information and reports are listed. Facilities reports. The Facilities Committee met on June 23rd. The minutes are attached. The meeting was held in the wake of successful adoption of the 2020-2021 budget, which we were grateful for many reasons, not least of which it allows us to move forward with certain capital projects that we're very excited about. Those capital projects include the renovation of the Forum at Walt Whitman High School. It includes the long-promised parking lot expansion at Stimson Middle School. It includes the renovation to the entranceway at Walt Whitman High School and an additional field over at Memorial for girls softball. So we're excited about all of those different projects. Also, we're doing a number of projects in-house this year, which we're very pleased to do. So we're putting our time to good use and doing a lot of projects in-house and saving money from going out to bid. We expect most of those projects to be undertaken during the summer, with the exception of the Stimson parking lot, because before we build the parking lot, we have to demolish the existing house there, as well as the trees that are on the property. And interestingly, we cannot take the trees down until November at some point, because we have to wait for the mating season to end of the bats that are there. So that's interesting. The eastern long-eared bats have their mating season. We're not making this up. We've got to wait for them to finish doing what they need to do, and then we can demolish, and then we can take down the trees.
What would happen if we took the trees down before them?
I think we'll get a violation by the DEC.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was it right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't a joke.
No, I'm not kidding.
Well, I've done betting too. I mean, what is this?
They're on the DEC list. You know, they know exactly where they are. So can't make it up.
Cannot make that up.
In terms of, we discussed real estate. We have certain properties that are up for sale. They include the teen center, the old library at 2 Melville, as well as some property at Central Field and some vacant land behind the district office on Chichester. And that was the main update. Also, one last point, the environmental project that we're doing is on schedule, and that will allow us to do some much needed work starting next summer, which includes solar panels and boilers and other energy efficiency projects. And that's the facility report. Any questions on facilities? Okay, very good. Future meetings are listed. August 11th will be at this building, June 9th, also at the Caden building, and June 23rd, similarly, same building. Comments by board members? Want to let everyone know that we have a new revamped website up, same web address, but it looks really good. I think most people take a look if you haven't seen it. It's an outstanding product. I want to thank everyone that was involved with that. It's a beautiful video, kind of that greets you on the page, and it's very organized and professional looking. So kudos to everyone involved in that. And speaking of videos, the graduation video I think was outstanding. Ms. Carey and Ms. DiCatano can weigh in more, but I think everyone was impressed by the quality of that. It's a great keepsake.
I can tell you that I actually called Principal Murphy and Vice Principal John Delamos to compliment them. I was so moved, and I also got to tell you that the valedictorian speech was just. I went home and I tore up my law degree. I was like, I got no shot to compete in the world with people. I mean, what an amazing speech. By the way, if I can get his contact information, I'd like to tell him myself. But I watched it, and I watched it again. So the salutatorian speech was great too, as they usually are. But the valedictorian speech just moved me. I mean, the message was just so impressive for an 18-year-old man to give that kind of commentary on the world. So, congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it was very well done. We've made the best, I think, of a very difficult situation. So, in terms of next year, we wait on information. We still don't have much information to provide. We are holding committee meetings for reopening. We have at least 3 of them, so that's continuing right now. Ms. Carey is serving as a Board of Education rep on those committees, so she'll keep us apprised of them. They're kind of operating a bit, more than a bit, in a lot of uncertainty because we don't really know what the parameters are. We don't know what the busing situation could be like. We don't know what the capacity could be, so we've got to do our best without that full information, and we just wait. Hopefully we'll get something soon. We are finally now in the new fiscal year, so as soon as we know something, we'll let people know. We know this is an issue of great importance to our community. The child care issue is an educational issue, and as soon as we know something, we'll let you know. Anything else there?
We will make it work, whatever it is. I know that there's a vacuum right now, and I know that uncertainty is certainly concerning to people. 2 things I can promise: whatever we'll know, you'll know moments later. And number 2, whatever variables in front of us, we will do our best to do something of quality with them. So those are the 2 things, the only 2 things I can guarantee you or anyone right now. But I do assure you that that's the case.
Thank you, Dr. Ron.
I saw in the news today that the president is indicated that schools will be open for in-person delivery of services in September.
That's good.
And that it was going to pressure governors for that. I greatly appreciate our state's approach to these things. That we don't know what's coming our way. We don't know if there's a spike. We don't know if there's going to be a continuum. We just don't know. And as we worked, as I work with, everybody in this district, who April and I spoke about the summer school program. I mean, we are largely, that's like a canary in the coal mine, right? That's like the test. We don't know what service is going to look like in September. And I think one of the things that we've all been doing is giving the assurances to the community we're going to do it safely. And what it looks like, if anybody says they know what it'll look like, or they know what the outcome will be, they're being ridiculous.
Yeah, nobody knows.
We are going to do this safely as we've been doing, and I think we've been doing a great job. And, for the summer program that we put together and the options and the way we put it together, I congratulate all of our administrators and our board for doing it. I think this has been it has just been an incredible time in our history, and the effect it's had on school children, our seniors who are graduating, or our students in general, has been just painful and difficult. I can tell you from a first-hand perspective that the impact on people like my son and those other special needs children, and they're confused. Many of them are confused as to what is going on in the world. And we can't let our anxiety, our anxious desire to get back to normal to overcome our safety concerns. And I know we won't. But I applaud all of our administration and all of our teachers and our teachers union. Once again, I always want to make sure, and all of our unit, our groups, for working together with us and figuring it out together. So
We're fortunate, very
we're blessed. We're blessed, and Mr. Callahan and the other units that have been working with us have been doing great work. So thank you.
April, how's the extended school year going?
Well, yesterday was the first day. We had the buses rolled in. It was great to see the kids in the hallways walking around. It's a good start. It's a good start.
What's the mix in terms of in-school versus virtual?
So we have two groups. We call them Group A, Group B. There are 2 days for Group A, 2 days for Group B in person, and all day on Friday is all virtual for all groups. And that's when the custodial staff at Countrywood will do a deep cleaning and get ready for the next week.
How are the students? Some of the special needs students have challenges with mask wearing.
Interestingly, from what I observed from the students walking in the hallways, most of them, if not all of them, were wearing masks. So they came on the bus with masks on already. Even though we did tell parents in our invitation letter that it's not required, we know that there are students that are going to have difficulties with tolerating a mask. There were still some students who did come in. Most of them did come in with masks.
I could tell you from my conversations in the special needs community, just the contact with other people, and even the one day. My son is in an adult program, and I think they opened up 2 weeks ago, and it has just been, it's been a blessing. The contact with the other people. Thank you.
The reason we go to school, right?
Well,
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to undervalue a teacher ever again. Like, Ron, anything on the graduation? Brian, just a quick update.
We Mr. Murphy has, I know he sent out a letter to our senior parents. Mr. Murphy has organized right now to fit within the 150-person plan. He's organized 8 ceremonies, and we're looking forward to doing the very best we can within those parameters. And it will be the third and a half week in July, and so we look forward to welcoming our families and really whatever parameters we're given, we're doing really a special job for them. So,
well, who's ever responsible for our virtual photographs for the seniors with the the handing of the diplomas and whatnot? I was just
Thomas
did that.
The virtual graduation.
No, that was the high school. That was the high school.
You took the pictures.
Well, they organized it.
Good job. Very humble, and they're a gentleman. And they're gentlemen. They did a great job too.
It was great. Great work.
Anyone? Oh, yes.
Well, video yearbook, if you want to mention that too.
Absolutely. Our video yearbook presentation is next Friday evening, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, the 17th.
Yeah, right. That's Friday, right?
8 p.m.
Was it?
8 p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m. in the teachers' parking lot at Whitman.
Yeah. Very cool.
Right. Thank you all. Anything else?
Did we miss anything?
Anybody? All right. I want to thank everybody. Look forward to another great year. Good things are on the horizon, for sure. Take a motion to adjourn. Ms. Carey, seconded by Mr. Niglitz. All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Thank you all. Have a good summer. We'll see you in August.
Yeah.
So, remember my buddy?